Welcome, everyone. My name is Meg Richards, and as a member of the Carnegie Mellon Alumni Association Board, it is my privilege to thank you all for joining us here at the ribbon cutting of the inaugural Carnegie Mellon Minecraft Building Competition. Our builders include current students, alumni, staff, faculty, children of our community members, and one high school senior that will be attending CMU in the fall but couldn't wait to get involved. Every one of our builders has been hard at work on their structures for just 5 days, and the results are phenomenal. We have everything from tartan-themed pixel art and models of CMU landmarks to virtual boat rides and larger-than-life movie characters. It's been moving to see both the creations develop as well as the welcoming and thoughtful community of our remote builders. I know we're all excited to get on the tour, but it's important to take a moment and recognize the dedicated team that started with nothing more than an idea and brought all of this into existence in just a few short weeks. The support of Spring Carnival Committee, the Alumni Association, and our Campus Cloud and Identity Services partners in computing services were all critical to our success. Our volunteer judges have taken the time to join us on the tour today and have the unenviable task of selecting winners in each category. Our judges are Pam Sheffman, my fellow member of the Alumni Association Board, Bob Reppy, the Senior Director of Planning and Design in Campus Design and Facility Development, Andrew Greenwald, Spring Carnival Committee Advisor, Olivia Seavey, the Spring Carnival Booth Committee Head, Ann Wichner, living legend, and Andrew Widdison, an SRE at Google, recently retired president of the SCS Alumni Board, and soon to be your virtual tour guide. Finally, there is a core team of students that spent countless hours designing, building, and developing every part of the experience from login process to the virtual fence behind us. They are Jared Cohen, Joseph Glansberg, Perry Nasik, Ethan Rich, Alex Strasser, and Mason Zhao. They are truly extraordinary individuals. Thank you all for coming, and let's get on with the tour. Andrew, take it away.
Hey folks, I'm Andrew Widdowson. I graduated from CMU in 2005 with a degree in computer science, and I've been back to Carnival every single year since I graduated. And so it pains me that we can't all be together today at CMU Pittsburgh, but I thought I'd bring you a little slice of the mini fence that we have here at CMU Silicon Valley. Thanks for joining us all, and let's go ahead and get things off to the races. So for those of you who aren't familiar, Minecraft is a virtual game environment where people can reflect their own building and artistry. It's a wonderful, quirky, and quintessentially the kind of place that CMU would love to be if we can't be physically around for the Midway portion of Carnival. Thanks again for the excellent intro, Meg, and all of the background. A lot of students' heart went into making this possible, let alone all of the artistry that's been built on top of that by many of our friends of campus. So with that, do we have our virtual ribbon cutting ceremony ready to go? All right, we're getting this set up here. And how many people do we have connected right now online to the server, Ethan? Or maybe Meg, do you know how many people we have actively connected right now to Minecraft? 42, says Perry.
Yes.
Okay, so that means we have probably a good 100 of us ready to take a tour of the grounds. While we're getting this started here, by the way, you can follow along for all of the details about the wonderful virtual Spring Carnival weekend that we're having at springcarnival.org and at cmu.edu/alumni. We have all sorts of fun broadcasts going on. Right now, there's also coverage of virtual buggy happening at cmubuggy.org/live.
Oh, and it looks like we're getting our first shots of Midway here.
Okay. Are we ready? Shall we go?
This is awesome, by the way, Meg.
Okay. Off we go to Midway.
All right, where do you want to start, Andrew?
Your choice. Shall we head on in and to the left? What sort of pattern are we going to follow here today?
Uh, yeah, let's start at the left. Let's go to the left and we'll work our way around.
So, by the way, for those of you who are joining on Zoom, if you're a member of one of the design teams or you designed one of these plots, what I'd like to ask you to do as you notice that we approach your plot is to raise your hand. Now in Zoom, you know, you can click on the participants tab and then click raise hand, and it will jump you to the top, and then we'll acknowledge you, and you can go ahead, if you'd like, to tell us a little bit about your creation. Okay, while this is getting set up here, just a quick background about Midway, right? So normally every year, for those of you who haven't attended Spring Carnival before, right, the College of Fine Arts parking lot at CMU is turned into Midway, which features both booths and carnival rides. Booths are multi-level, multi-story structures that are constructed mostly by campus organizations, usually including free games and fun giveaway prizes. The booths are intricate, multi-level affairs showing off the creativity and energy of the CMU campus. Okay, so where are we at here? And let's go ahead and start our first little bit of tour.
So yeah, this booth here was built by alum Tim Reed, and it is a very familiar site, I would say, for CMU students.
Cool. So, by the way, Move On a week this time around was a little bit different. We started construction on Tuesday. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we were pencils down just a few short minutes ago. All right.
Also, unlike other carnival build weeks, it was spent in the warm and the comfort of your couch.
That's right. Okay, so we can move on then to our next plot.
So this one was made by a staff member, Dave Garretts. It is a wonderful little map of the entirety of Midway.
And we're joined actually by David Gerritsen. Would you like to go ahead and tell us a bit about your creation?
Yeah, thank you all for putting this together. It's been a treat. The idea here is that we've got this carnival tent that collapsed as everything fell apart, but then it rose up and put together this event under, you know, the creativity of everyone involved.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, David. Please join us afterwards for our Spring Carnival Midway after party. All right. So moving along to our next plot, what do we have, Ethan?
We have this castle here. So this was built by, let's see, in-game name Matt XAI, and it appears to be, ooh, lagging out a little bit here. Appears to be a cool castle. Flying through the roof a little bit, cheating a little tiny bit. Actually, I think we might be able to get in. Here, we can solve this problem real quick.
It pays to be an admin of this server, huh?
It does. It really does. Not well, but it does. Yeah, this little door, and inside here, we have some cake. Always nice to have a little bit of cake during Midway
Oh,
or during Carnival. Certainly, it's not a fried dough, but it'll have to do.
Andrew, who did you say this one is?
This was done by Matt. Do we have a
Matthew
mapping?
DeSoto.
Matthew DeSoto. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Matthew DeSoto. I will.
I got it. Thank you.
Yep. And the name of the team is Booth.me.
All right.
Okay.
Shall we move on to the next one?
Let's do that.
So this one right here was
Wait, apparently we
built.
missed something. There's something underground.
Ooh, there's something underground. Interesting. Oh, would you look at that? I think we. Oh, there's like a
Ooh.
little.
We also have a nice moat.
Call that a steam tunnel?
Hey.
There's no such thing as a steam tunnel. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they're definitely.
It looks like there's a little
I didn't think
maze
about
that's
that.
actually underneath it.
None of you should know about the steam tunnels.
None of us do.
Definitely not.
Design has confirmed their existence. Holy crap. Oh, it looks like I went down a wrong turn and ended up outside or back in a new area. Oh, and I found Jared. I found a Jared.
Well,
This
thanks
is
very
really
much.
Cool.
How long has
Yeah.
he been wandering around?
Well, thanks very
Encourage
much
everybody to
to
explore
Matthew.
for themselves.
Indeed. Okay, who do we have next on our roster?
Next, we have this absolutely massive booth from Delta Tau Delta. It appears they took their Monsters Inc. theme and made it virtually. We've got Mike Wazowski here. And if we fly all the way up, we can see Sully with the Delta Tau Delta flag. And, oh man, it's been forever since I've seen this movie. I don't remember this character's name.
Do we have Ivan or anyone from DTD along with us today?
The pink one, isn't that Sully?
No,
No?
Randall.
Randall. Yeah, it's Randall.
No, it's not Randall. It's the girl inside the Randall costume.
Do, right?
Oh, Boo.
Boo, that's it. Kyle knows.
Oh.
Perfect.
But yeah, we got all the doors inside. Incredibly detailed. There's just so much to explore here.
You said this is monster. This is Delta Tau Delta.
That's right.
Yep.
And I got all the little rooms. Look, this is the ice room from that part of the movie.
Welcome to the Himalayas.
Thank you, Bob, for being here with the references. But yeah, absolutely massive. I remember they were one of the first groups to log in and start building, and I don't think I've seen them log out in the entire week. They got the real Carnival Midway experience of staying up all night and working on a booth.
That's right. For our first-time visitors to any Midway, let alone virtual Midway, there's a culture of can-doism at Carnegie Mellon that I think especially shines through in Spring Carnival and in booth building. Right, you have in some cases teams of tens of people in a social organization who are working around the clock, designing, building, implementing, testing, retesting, building and rebuilding their creations, and this is no different. So with that, congratulations to DTD on a great build. Shall we move along to our next plot?
All right, this next plot, it needs no introduction because it's mine. This is Alpha Epsilon Pi. Our theme was Pokemon, and so we made a nice little Pokemon center here. It's actually quite big, but I guess their funding has gone up a bit in the world of Pokemon.
Ethan, how many folks contributed to the design?
So it's actually based off of our original design for our booth. So the months of design and effort that was used to design that by several different people. I think on this booth we had 4 or 5 people working on this.
Excellent.
I tried to remain hands-off, just to remain neutral. But I will say it is my favorite so far. Completely unbiased.
Ask you how you really feel, right? Thank you very much for the tour. It looks like we've got the 2-level structure, although pretty open ceilings, right? So
Got a nice loft.
yeah, great. Well, without further ado, let's move on to our next plot.
Yeah, so this was designed by Leanne Phillips, and it's based off of a TV show Let's see, over the garden wall themed booth.
Oh, that's
I,
Yeah.
I'm assuming someone here has seen that show. I have not.
And there's an order and sequence to this booth, like there are with many booths that tell a story.
Yes, so this booth, if you couldn't see from the outside, it is massive. Like, it goes all the way up. And that's because each level is supposed to represent an episode of the show. So if we fly up through here, we get to the next part. So very interesting stuff here with the armor stands. Make it look like there's a bunch of scarecrows. And it just keeps going on and on. Just an absolutely amazing amount of detail in this one.
So many things to see and do.
Now, is this an individual entry?
Yes, this was an individual. This was built by one person.
Wow.
Andrew, do you want to go over the judging categories? And maybe I think someone would appreciate for a non-Minecraft user's explanation of how much effort each of these would take.
Oh, goodness. Well, I can certainly speak to the categories that we have this year. So in this virtual environment, because we have so many different people participating, we have categories for student individual builds. We have a category for staff, faculty, friends, and alumni of the school. We have a category for children of the university and university staffers and university friends. And we also have a category for a full organization sort of build, whether it's one of our social organizations, one of our technical organizations, student activities, these sorts of things, right? So those are the 4 categories that we have for this year. Now, another question that we have, as Meg was asking, is how much sort of work does it take to put, how much work do you have to put in order to make a plot? Well, I mean, obviously you can have something that's very short and sweet and to the point, but we're talking about hours and hours and hours here. Like we said, we started Tuesday, midday, if memory serves, and we went until today. So some people were working tirelessly almost around the clock. Now, that being said, I think there's a wide range of talents. There's a wide range of skill levels in Minecraft, and many people here were doing first-time builds, which is very exciting. So I think really the end results speak for themselves. Very good stuff. All right, shall we move on to our next plot?
Yeah, so this is one I was watching them put it up, and it's something else. It's this is the Game Creation Society, and they have made a game. So here, it's a ride. So it's the Game Creation Society boat race. Join us for an exciting boat race. 4 players compete to be the first across the finish line. The race goes through 5 tracks, keep moving downwards, and take water elevators to reach the goal.
And
Good luck.
Adrian is right here to talk about it. Adrian, do you want
Yes.
Second. All right. Hello. We're
Hey.
Creation Society, and since it's Carnival, we wanted to make an amusement ride for all the people here at Carnival. So we made a boat ice ride that goes through 5 different tracks, and we'd like to invite the judges if they're interested in participating in the race. We've had a couple bumps on the way, so we'd appreciate if you bring your own boats, and we can help get you started.
I love it.
All right, are we gonna try it?
Yeah, Ethan, would you like to participate via proxy on behalf of one of the judges?
Yes, please do.
All right, I got a guess from Bob. Okay. It's totally not because I've been dying to try this all week.
Oh, you know you wanted to too. This is awesome.
All right, let's read the rules first real quick. Only 1 rider per boat. All right, Bob, you got to go now. Let's see. Stay in the boat at all times. If you fall out, get back in. Play in the 3rd person. All right, so let's play in the 3rd person. I think that's the 2nd person.
And Adrian, how long will you all be around helping people into boats today?
We'll be around for up to 3 or 4 hours. We're still trying to fix a couple light issues with permissions, and yeah, we'll be trying to run for about 3 or 4 hours to help people race.
Perfect.
All right, let's get in our boat.
All right, let's see. Let's pick starting bay. Let's go all the way down. All right, hold on. Having trouble placing this down.
While that's going on, just a little bit of background about the Game Creation Society, right? It's a student-run organization at CMU dedicated to the development of games. They exist to help members of all different levels and backgrounds that are interested in making games and learn more about and gain experience in game development. One of the really cool things they have is a pitch fair where they get veteran game creators every semester to submit ideas. And then there are participants assigned to work on things based on their preferences and skills. So a hat tip to the Game Creation Society for today's game.
So I'm kind of unable to place a boat right now for some reason. So I called Perry if we could get that working real quick. Slight technical difficulties, everybody.
And it's all good. You know, the other thing that we could definitely do is we could come back if we need a little more time to get that going on the Minecraft server side of things. Sound like a plan?
I am always down to play this. It looked so cool when they were building it, so.
Well,
Awesome.
Can we hear from Perry? If it takes 10 seconds, that might be faster than. Oh,
Sure.
Oh, we're already moving on.
We will be sure to
All
come
right.
back.
We will absolutely be
Yeah, we're
back.
definitely coming back to that one.
All right, so what's up next?
Let's see.
All right, this was our next one. This was the CMU Beat Saber team.
Do we have someone from the Beat Saber team available to talk a bit about their creation?
Oh, yep. So, so we're the CMU Beat Saber team. There's about 5 or 6 of us on the team, but 2 of us contributed to this build. And what you'll see is an in Minecraft experience of what it's like to play Beat Saber. So if you head up the waterfall, you'll see the instructions and then just enjoy the song as it plays.
Great. And David, what are the names of your co-contributors?
I'm David, and I was helped by Marie.
Very cool.
All right,
Also,
should we give it a whirl?
If you could just go one person at a time, that'd be great.
Little crowd control goes a long way on Midway.
Yeah.
Just tell me when and we'll get going.
Yep, so just place a minecart on that rail and then hop in.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I promise I'm not much better at the actual version of this game.
Ethan, you're not trying to throw the competition by riding this poorly, are you? No.
Oh, you
He's
want
the
to come and try? You want to come and try?
Oh, definitely not. Live vicariously through your ride.
Well,
This is fantastic.
Huh. Well, it looks like the music is not playing.
Oh, we
I
asked
think
the
Yeah.
pause.
I think the permissions got a little messed up. So,
nonetheless, it was pretty cool, even if I wasn't very good at it.
I would like
Okay.
to get that up and running though. So if one of the admins could help with that.
Be sure to, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Same as GCS, it seems.
all good. While we're transitioning here, and quick question for you. When was the first Midway experience? Do you know?
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I am.
Oh God. I mean, so when I came, Carnival was on the Beeler Street Garage, and
Yeah.
and it had been there a couple years. I think Midway was there in the late '60s. Definitely. I mean, I wasn't around then, but I just know from, I mean, I think there's pictures of Midway in '65. I think there used to be a Midway sort of more on the cut years and years ago. That's a good
Sure.
question. But, for people who don't know this, from 78, I got to think about this, to 94, well, before 78, it was like rides got started and we added a lot of things. And it was on where, if you can imagine, the Beeler Garage, that was the Midway. It was a long thing. And actually it was great because there would be a ride at the end of Midway that illuminated the whole you know, Midway, like a huge Ferris wheel. So that was kind of cool. Then in 94, we moved to I forget what year, we moved up a little when the garage got built. We were still in front of the old student union called Skibo. And then when Skibo went down, we moved to Morewood. So I moved it twice. And then student activities after I left to do orientation, after it was in the Morewood parking lot for like 6 years, we moved it to the College of Fine Arts. So it's like in its 4th iteration in the last 40 years. But I think up in like through the mid 60s, there was a Midway, but rides were not there till the late 1970s. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Very cool. I think everyone has their own memory of where their Midway was, right? And I'm sure with the rate of change that we have on campus, it will move again over the years. So I'm glad we can all be here virtually for this version of Midway. So what do we have next on our agenda here?
All right, rotating around. It looks like we have Scotch and Soda.
And we have some raised hands here.
All right. Who do we have from SNS?
Hello, I'm Lance. I'm a freshman in SNS, and welcome to our booth.
Very cool. You want to tell us a little bit about the structure, and how long did this take for you to build?
This took me, maybe an hour or so. I was also working on another booth, but sort of the purpose of this booth is to showcase how we have this open air theater here. Part of it is to show how SNS is an open organization. You know, anybody can join. It's cool. Got a little stage down here. It's open for anybody.
Great. Carnegie Mellon University's premier student theater group on campus. Well, thank you very much, Lance. Shall we move on to our next plot?
All right, it looks like we have Atlas Buggy.
Great. Okay, so do we have anyone here today from Atlas Buggy? Probably not if they're attending the live stream of Buggy coverage. Yes. That's the fun thing about Carnival is there's so many different ways to participate that you can't possibly do it all at once. And I'm sure a lot of folks from the Buggy organization will get a chance to watch this recording later, as we will theirs. Okie dokie.
Oh, and there's a button here. Let's see what happens when you press it.
And just as a judging note, we're going to, for any booths that are having difficulties, especially with permissions, we'll just circle back at the end to make sure that the judges can see it in its full perfect order, and it'll be part of the video, so it'll definitely be recorded. So don't worry about that penalizing you.
Cool. Okie dokie. What's up next?
All right, this was the CMU crew team. It seems like they have a two-layer structure here.
Very cool.
Do we have hands for this, or is, I think this is Lance and David from before.
Yeah, do we have folks here from the build team?
Nope.
Okay. I like it. Congratulations.
Meg, this is Ann.
Mm-hmm.
What was that CMU crew, like the rowing team?
Yes,
that's correct.
Okay.
There's also a couple of guys in what looks like a kayak here.
Yeah, they're in a rowing skull.
Rolling skull. Again, Bob with the save.
Welcome, Ethan.
Dominant clutch.
Their self-described theme is boats.
On brand.
Cool. If you ever get the distinct pleasure and privilege to go attend one of their races or regattas, it's a sight to be seen. So, congrats to crew. And who do we have next?
We have Joseph Wood. He made this tropical island themed booth here
Called the EP Boys.
Yes, I don't know what that stands for. Again,
I
if
don't
somebody
either.
else knows the reference, feel free to jump in. And Joseph's here.
Joseph, if you'd like to hop in on the chat, feel free to tell us about your creation.
Oh.
Okay. I think we may have some. We have more than one Joseph here, but I don't think we have a Joseph Wood. So it's all good.
Yeah, we can move on to the next
Yep.
one unless people want to see more. We got this one here. Someone made this very, very intricate pixel art of Farnham.
And it says "All Hail Farnham." So I love it.
Where was that?
Can add some donations for our holiness.
Which one? Who made this? Who made that one?
This one was made by... let me find who it is.
Oh, Praise Farnham. I got it. James Nagan.
Got it. So at CMU, we have a long and playful history of interacting with our presidents. Farnham Jahanian was appointed the 10th president of Carnegie Mellon University in March of 2018. And if you know where to look, you can find amongst all of our CMU tools and assets a Farnham emoji, which has been very popular on campus. Thank you very much for sharing your art with us. Shall we move on to our next booth?
Yes, this was built by someone who goes by Mango the Coconut in game, real name Megan. It appears to be a rendition of James and the Giant Peach. And I promise I didn't only know that because the guy at the top here has the name tag James. I would have totally got that otherwise.
What is it? This is Mango the Coconut? Okay.
Mango the Coconuts.
And it's very, very detailed inside too. If Megan wants to hop on.
Very cool. I like the use of color here. Now, perhaps someone who's a Minecraft expert can share with us, when you're constructing these sorts of virtual booths, obviously you're working at a granularity that's not like working with real tactile products in the real world. But do you get a choice of colors? How precise can you be with your color palette when you're constructing in Minecraft?
So I can answer that. The game has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of blocks. However, you are limited to just those. So
okay.
These blocks, while they might be very colorful, they're all kind of different blocks too. So, you know, some of them are wool, some of them are concrete, some of them are terracotta. There's a big expanse of different blocks that you can use in the game. But when you're just building something for fun, it doesn't really matter what they are. You kind of just pick them for the color and the texture.
Absolutely.
Like the caterpillar too.
I love that we've already seen several little subtle Easter eggs going on throughout the world. And having taken a stroll through it earlier yesterday during a moment in the middle of the frenzy, I can tell you that there are many more that we won't see today in the tour. And if you get a chance to install the Java edition of Minecraft, register for your alumni.cmu.edu account, which you can do at cmu.edu/alumni or through our Minecraft webpage. It is worth taking a look and stopping to smell the virtual roses. Okay. Congrats to Megan for the Mango the Coconuts build. And with that, shall we move on to our next booth?
Yes, so this was built by oh man, I'm gonna have trouble pronouncing this name. Oshadha Gunasakara, I think. It's this very nice tower here.
Oshadha, I see that you may be in our chat. Would you like to step up and tell us a bit about your work? take a look here.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, absolutely. Tell us a bit about your build.
Yeah, so I primarily wanted to use this helix structure. So first I made a helix, and then I decided to transform it into a little hotel.
Cool.
So there are 5 levels of standard rooms. There's a restaurant floor, and then there's the presidential suite. And at the very top, there's a viewing deck, so you can see all the other builds.
That's fantastic. If this were in the real world, about how tall do you think this would be as a hotel architect?
Let's see. It would be. I mean, this actually wouldn't be too tall, so it'd be over 64, 65 meters.
Okay.
At least
Cool.
Minecraft scale.
Yep. What's your favorite part of the entire structure?
I really like the reception area.
Mm-hmm. Very
It's
cool.
pretty cozy.
And was this a solo entry, or did you have folks that you were working with on this?
So in-game name Milo Akuo helped me with the furnishing. But
Okay.
in terms of structure, I did the structure.
Very nice.
This is Ann Witchner. I have a question, Meg, and for Ethan Rich. So I'm curious, like, if Ethan knows this, because we don't have the folks who organized it, I'm going to be real curious, like, if any freshmen did this who've never experienced Carnival. You know what I'm saying? So I should have asked that before, just for my own, information. So like the young man who just did it now, I'd be curious what year he was. So be, amazing to me if we had freshmen who've never experienced Carnival, their conception of what Carnival was going to be. So if people like talk and they say what year they are, or even their major.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
So to our hotelier, would you tell us what your year and major are?
Yeah, I'm a senior, and I'm studying electrical computer engineering and robotics.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing your build.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. And shall we move on to our next?
Yes, so these two are not entered into our competition, but someone built them here. It seems like it was a pair of people who built them. Some very, very nice pixel art.
Very cool.
What? Anime. My 18-year-old is telling me it's anime. JoJo from anime.
Nice. Fan art knows no bounds in virtual worlds.
Just as a note for that, I have a whole crew of support staff here with me.
Oh, excellent. While we're moving to our next booth, there's a great class at CMU called Building Virtual Worlds, which is an interdisciplinary class that combines together people with skills in audio arts and recording, game design, storytelling, acting together into a hybrid sort of class where people can tell really compelling game stories. It's sponsored by the Entertainment Technology Center. And I can't help but think of it when we look through these virtual worlds. Okay, so Ethan, who do we have up next?
Yes, so next we have Meg Thomas, who built this petting zoo that looks kind of like Phipps.
Very cool.
Sorry, what was his name?
This is Meg Thomas.
Her name. Got it.
Yep.
It's a nice little garden and a greenhouse.
Guys, catch that free admission with CMU ID?
I saw that.
Very
yeah,
cool.
yeah, everybody grab your IDs.
And Megan is a senior in biological sciences.
Excellent.
Okay. Well done, Megan. So while we're looking for our next booth here, another fun factoid. Many people are wondering with this competition, what are the prizes? Well, for those who are working as a solo builder, there's a $100 prize for each of our solo categories, and for the organization competition, there's a $200 prize.
Woohoo.
Very exciting stuff. That's a lot of dining points right there, let me tell you. All right, so who do we have up next here, Ethan?
We got this. This was built by the child of a staff member, and is also just absolutely massive.
Cool.
Is this the one from Cynthia Lee as the parent? Is that the?
Yes, actually, yes.
She's an alum. She's an alum.
Alum.
Wow.
I'm the son of her. I built it.
Hi, what's your name? And tell us a bit about your creation.
My name is Jared, and I basically did this thinking Lego would be easy, but then it turned out not to be.
Like many great things. How long did you spend building this creation?
I think somewhere around 25 hours.
Very cool.
Find my arms. I like that. I like the glue from the Lego movie on it. That's great.
Well, I was going to have arms, but then I ran out of space, so I just decided to make that the game.
Nice.
Genius.
There's a minecart ride.
What? All right.
Well, here we go.
What year are you in high school?
I'm in middle school in 8th grade.
Yep.
Jared, that's impressive.
Okay.
Thank you.
How's virtual school going for you?
It's actually quite easy. I'm kind of bored right now.
Good deal. So you can spend more time on adjusting your Minecraft creation.
We'll need to get you in touch with Jared Cohen, who's working on virtual CMU in another world.
Yep.
Is that like an express elevator to the top?
Yeah.
Nice. And now are we in the glue?
In the cube.
In the cube up above the glue. Okay.
Cool. What was the hardest thing to do in building this this build out?
This cube, because I had to do a random pattern by hand.
Wow.
It's a very trippy little dropper.
Yep.
Yeah.
A visual treat.
How long is the mine ride? Oh my. Nice.
All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing your build with us. All 25 hours of it, you can see it was time well spent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Ethan, where shall we go next?
So this booth here, created by in-game user Safe in Sweden, appears to be an alumni from CIT.
That's actually me. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, absolutely. What's your name, and when did you graduate with what background?
My name is James. I graduated CIT in 2015, and background beyond that is I actually used to be a Delt booth chair, so I jumped at the chance to do
Hey, that's fantastic. You want to tell us a bit about your creation?
Yeah, so I wanted to make the Westinghouse Pond in the corner of Shenley Park where and I wanted to make that a little more interesting. So there is a secret municipal sewer entrance to what, if you take that, that'll lead you down to what becomes the steam tunnels.
Whatever could you be talking about, since we totally don't acknowledge that steam tunnels exist?
We're definitely not walking in them now.
And they lead into a secret level of Ween Hall. And then there is a robot testing station that if you stand on it will make an armor stand move around.
Wow.
you'll notice that this portion of Ween Hall has a fish tank. And there's a Baker Porter Hall or Porter Baker Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And then a recreation of a lecture hall in there. And if you get too close to the chalkboard in there, there's a surprise in store.
Mm-hmm. We're getting a lot of keyboard noise. So if everyone could just be mindful of their mics.
Yep. And this drops you down into Andrew Carnegie's hidden lair.
Feels to me a little bit like the engineering and science library, but maybe it's just inspired by.
And then from there, there's a hidden lair of Andrew Carnegie, and then you exit through the fish tank.
I love it.
Man, the myth, the legend, right there.
What was the theme of Carnival and Booth in your year?
I think we were the 100-year anniversary, so I know the year I was doing it, my organization did Coney Island, and there was quite another big 100-year anniversary, somewhat retro themes.
Yep.
I think that was 2014.
Yes.
Cool. I have fond memories of the Westinghouse pool area there. So thanks for putting that together. How long do you think it took for you to build that?
Probably around 8 hours or so. Work from home has all been kind of a blur.
Yep, indeed.
Who was that? Just for my tracking, what was the person on that one? What was his name?
This is James. James Orr.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, James. Okay, continuing on then to our next creation.
Yeah, so this was built by our very own Jared Cohen, not that Jared Cohen, the other Jared Cohen. He made a little thing for us. I think Jared's here right now if he wants to tell us about it.
Hello, my name is Jared Cohen. I am a freshman and I'm studying material science and biomedical engineering. I built, I was working on the Carnegie Mellon campus online. I am the lead builder. And in order to take like a break every once in a while, I decided to make this. So there's a little door with a pressure plate, and if you want to, you can click on that and it plays a song for you. Well, you can only have one person click on it, but.
Cool.
And I'm assuming that's what the pixel art on top is of.
Yes, so I created on, out of music notes, I made Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, and I thought it was only fair to make Rick Astley out of pixel art. So this is a little side project I was working on, so I hope you enjoy.
You certainly didn't let us down.
Thank you.
Or give us up.
Yes. So if we could just turn around. No. Let's thank you very much, Jared, and thank you also for your buildership overall as a big builder on campus.
No problem. I hope you enjoy both.
Cool. What do we have for our next creation, Ethan?
So this was built by in-game user SN Synergy. It's a little theater.
Do we have SN Synergy with us here today?
Hi, my name's Cynthia. I'm a first year.
Cynthia, what is your first year in?
English, Lit, and Culture.
Great.
Can I get Redstone permission to show you the curtain?
I think we can arrange that.
What's your Minecraft username?
SN Synergy with a C.
The tour is popular today. I'm glad you could all join us here, both on Zoom and in virtual space.
Okay, we should have permission set up now.
I'm gonna try.
Wow.
You want to step us through what's going on here?
So yeah, basically, I used slime blocks and honey blocks, and stuck basically the curtain blocks onto them, and so through redstone, there's a series of observers and dispensers. They basically detect changes in blocks. And so all I need to do is send a signal to one block to get it to move. And then that sends a signal to these observers, which continue to send signals until they hit a stopping point up here. So yeah, they're basically just, they go until the stopping block. And then I can make them go back down.
Very cool.
And there's also a light system. It's actually rigged to all the lights. And it just goes on and off. It's in the little booth area near the back.
Love it. How long did it take you to build this elaborate stage?
I mean, I've been working on it, I think, since the day server opened. So on and off about 2-3 days.
Nice.
Hey, this is Anne. You're a freshman, so you won't know me. I've been around a long time. So I'm a former English major, and I want to know, how does an English lit major acquire these kinds of skills? And is this something you want to pursue? Like, where did this talent come from?
I mean, I played a decent amount of Minecraft when I was younger. Watched a decent number of videos. Yeah, there are also trapdoors. That's what these are.
I love it.
Yeah, so I'm pursuing a drama minor, so I thought I'd do something theater related.
Fantastic.
Cynthia, don't forget to register your on the Google form so that we can include you in the judging.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Thanks again, Cynthia. Shall we move on from this wonderful stage onto our next plot?
Yes, so this was built by Ryan Domalik, a first year. If Ryan's here and wants to talk about it a little.
Yeah, do we have Ryan in the chat? I'm not sure if we do. That's okay. Just lead us through it. What do you see here? Tell us what you're seeing through your eyes, even.
Yeah, we got a nice pixel art of a Scotty dog here, and then a tartan plaid background. Then we have this little beach here, you know, soaking up some sun, as we would normally do during Carnival Build Week.
Yep. And Ryan is a SDS major, Social and Decision Sciences. Cool. Well, moving on from our Scotty patio and pool, what do we have next?
Yeah, so this build was made by Karen Shah. And if we look down the way, we can see Farnham, and then we'll turn back, and there is a former president, Super Suresh.
Oh, I'm sorry, there. This was, which one you said, Karen?
Yes.
Got it. Thank you.
Cool. Continuing again our playful tradition with our CMU presidents.
All right,
And,
moving on.
Yeah, Karen is a senior in computer science.
We have a familiar site here. Remember back earlier this year, we had a small bus accident that I believe nobody was harmed in, luckily. This was made by Minecraft username Rambo Unicorns.
Which is Richard Yan, a sophomore in economics. Richard, it looks like you may be in our Zoom today. Would you like to tell us a bit about the classic Pittsburgh bus meme?
Yeah. I don't really know what to say about it. It's pretty self-explanatory.
I've seen T-shirts with the Pat bus.
Yeah, my favorite was somebody brought donuts to work, and then there were like gray donuts with little buses inside the holes. Funny.
Cool. I don't know. I'll take your creative Minecraft version to donuts any day, but that's just me.
Thanks.
You bet. Cool. Well, untilting ourselves and heading out of that pothole, what do we have as our next plot?
Yes, so we have this nice little house built by in-game username I am Curry.
Okay. I don't have a name for that. Do we have I am Curry with us? I am M Curry, it looks like.
I wonder if that's an allusion to Marie Curie. It's a lovely house. Reminder everyone to make sure that you're registered on the Google form. Otherwise, you'll be ineligible as a competitive booth. Obviously, it's lovely either way.
And what's the fastest way to get to that Google form?
Heading over to minecraft.alumni.cmu.edu and clicking on the register your team link on the front page.
And that one's not on the list. I didn't see it, right?
Yeah, so if they come in a little late, we'll let them in. But otherwise, we're gonna have to not include them in the judging.
Hey, that really looks like a real booth that you'd see on Midway.
Yeah. I have started tracking the list of all the ones that were not on the list, Meg.
I saw. I'm using your judging as a cheat sheet.
And what was that? You said that was I am what? I am
M Curry.
Yeah.
That's row 47 in the spreadsheet.
Okay.
Cool. All right, Ethan, take us away.
We got another very familiar CMU landmark built by user Rainbow Robots.
Who is Rainbow Robots? Just so I can track it right.
All we have for them is row 47, the Hammerschlag. Looks like we're getting some more submissions in now, which is really great. Thank you so much for filling out the Google form.
Meg, is that you're gonna give us an updated list then?
Yeah, I'll get you an update spreadsheets. Yep.
You said that one was by. What was the name of that one, Andrew?
Was that the Rainbow Robots one? Let's see here. Yes, the user is Rainbow Robots. Okay. So moving along then, what's our next build?
Yes, this was built by in-game user VixNDWNQ, and it's a buggy themed booth.
One more time with the username.
VIXNDWNQ.
Okay. Looks like this is Rika. And let's see here. The name of the team and our entry is Crippling Student Loan Debt.
I'm dying. Are we gonna ride?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to drive a buggy. First for everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear I can place a minecart here. I might have to come back to this one.
All good.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Up next we have...
Yes, we have this nice little landscape here built by James Nobles.
Cool. Alrighty. What's next on our tour?
Yes, we have a build here by Victoria Ortega entitled Disc Squid. So the ring around there is a music disc in the game of Minecraft.
Cool.
What it has to do with squids, I am not sure.
Cool. I don't think we have Victoria here on the call, and that's okay. But let's see here. Victoria is a Mechie student and is a sophomore. All right, folks. So we're spending all this virtual time together, but as you know, unlike the Midway experience in the physical world, where you can get about, have some tasty foods and so forth, you have to make this your own and your own fun. So if I could ask everyone to do what I'm doing, and that's get up and stretch for a moment, because I want to make sure everyone gets their chance for some mobility while they're here on Virtual Midway. Okay, I'm seeing some of the judges are doing their best stretches. I appreciate it. Keep yourself limber for all of our exploring.
Andrew, you'll appreciate this. This is a factoid. So when
Please.
I'm watching this, I'm thinking about, like, you know, this could be something new to add to Carnival in the future. Like maybe it adheres to the theme. But like, you know, when I started with Carnival, two big things had happened that were all student driven. You know, T-shirt design, which, you know, was like such an easy thing to do. But before I would do it, that was like a novel thing. And then I can still remember Jenna Yerger in the Moorwood parking lot was the Midway chair. And it was her idea in like 90, maybe 7 to start Blitz booth. And it was all, so to me, I can see something like this, you know, I don't know if Andrew Greenwald's on this, really becoming like a new Carnival entity. So it's just remarkable. I mean, Bob Reppy and I don't know how many other staff are on this that have been here a while, but this is what keeps us at Carnegie Mellon.
This is I agree, Ann. This is great.
I've been here, you know, several decades, and it really is remarkable. I mean, I'm surprised I'm smart enough to stick around or be allowed to stick around. You people blow my mind. So it's an honor and a tribute to work with Meg and all you people who made this happen. So I want to thank you because it's remarkable. Andrew, thank you.
Yeah, on behalf of everyone, you're very welcome. And you get the gold keys to the castle anytime, okay?
I like the fact that Andrew's been standing by the fence in the back parking lot of Silicon Valley.
Yep.
Plus doing this. This is great, Andrew. Nice work.
It's a wonderful experience to have here too. I can't think of a finer group of folks to hang out with for this promenade, right? Yep. Ethan, take us on to our next location.
All right, let's see where we are. So before we continue, supposedly we have the Game Creation Society and Beat Saber booths up and running if we want to give those a test.
Oh, fantastic.
Which one was that one, Ethan?
We're going to start probably with the Game Creation Society boat race.
The boat race one, great.
Hello, welcome back.
Hey.
We have it all running up again. Now we can go take you through the traditional route. Going through here, we have all the rules set up. We have the traditional loading entrance. And you get to come in and pick whichever boat you like to race today.
right. What color do we want? I'm thinking this red one here.
Oh, yep. And you stay in the bay, and then we have our staff start the race once everybody's in. We have 2 more people loading in. Sorry, I'm sorry. There's a couple extra people here. We can only service 4 at a time. Last player here, please get in. All right, I think everybody's ready. Now we can pull the lever and get started.
And off we go.
Oh, somebody did not get a boat.
They're gonna have to swim.
Oh god.
They spawned in a boat.
Here we go.
It's like playing Mario Kart.
This
I'm not very
track,
good at Mario Kart.
This race consists of 5 different tracks that were designed over the course of 30 plus hours by several members of the team.
Boy, I'm struggling.
This is such an immersive experience. The only thing that could possibly make it better would be if the Carnegie Mellon Silicon Valley staff turned the hose on me. Oh no, I'm getting a thumbs up. If it was nice knowing you all.
Jose, we can call Jose and see if we can turn on the sprinklers for you.
You know, I have fond Pittsburgh memories of going to Kennywood and getting a gentle sea breeze from the water attractions there.
Yeah.
Boy, it's like a maze in here. Or maybe I'm just not good at this. There's got to be someone in the comments who's like, I could do better than that guy.
And
you probably would be right.
Just as a note for experience, it seems like most people aren't very used to this experience. So this is definitely the traditional approach.
Perry, can you help triage a in-chat question from a parent? Thank you.
All right.
So close. So Adrian, how many boat rides do you think you could give per hour if you had 1,000 people lined up waiting to take your ride?
We've been doing a bit of testing. There's a bit of an issue with getting used to the boat race. There's a lot of spinning out that some people do for the first couple of minutes. We'd say it takes about 8 minutes per group of 4, so we could run then within the span of an hour. Some quick math there. Probably about, I'd say 20 to 28, depending on time variance.
Sounds like that would be good both in the virtual and the physical world.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure you'll have some people lined up after this. And by the way, if people are interested in taking their building virtual world sort of experience to the Game Creation Society, what's the best way for people to learn more?
The Game Creation Society has a website called gamecreation.org. You can find out a whole lot more.
Perfect.
We did it.
Yay.
Congratulations, a winner is you.
Oh, it looks like somebody got here before me.
Cool. Well, thanks for letting us take a boat ride. We'll move now on to our second redo. Do we still have a person online from our next booth?
Yep. Sorry about that before.
Oh, it's all good.
But So now the permissions are up. It should be working. So what you should hear is the song "Dear Old Tech," which is one of our songs that we sing. I'm sure a lot of people won't know it, but we do sing it sometimes. So we tried to draw attention to that classic CMU song in a fun experience. So that should be what you're hearing as you go down. And then just right-click the note blocks to the beat, and we'll tell you your score at the end.
All right, let's give it a go. All right, how'd I do, Coach?
Well, looks like you got 15.
Is that good?
Highest score is 38, but for a first attempt, that's pretty decent first attempt. Yeah, so we'd expect that it would go up as you memorize the map, but yeah, that's what we have.
Well, we'll just have to have repeated visits. That's the only way to achieve perfection, right? So
yep,
hope a lot of people come through.
We'll keep going now. Just keep adding the line. Ethan attempted Beat Saber Part 2.
Well, I'm sure several folks from our virtual tour party here will take the challenge. So, thank you again. Okay, so next up on our tour, thank you. Who do we have next?
Next up, we have the Schatz Club. So, if you don't know, it's a club of people who like to eat at Schatz. One of
Hi. Hi, I'm Jack Hoagland. I'm trying to figure out how to raise my hand.
Yes. Oh, hey, please tell us about yourself and your creation.
Hi. So I'm Jack Hoagland. I am the president of the Schatz Club. We've existed for maybe, I believe, 2 years is our second year. On the first floor, you have a full-scale model of Schatz. I found a document online that entails like all the dimensions and things. 1 block is 1 meter. And then if you go outside to the stairs around back on the second and third floor, they'll each play a song on a pressure block. The second floor is Megalovania from Undertale, and the third floor is All Star by Smash Mouth.
So as a fine connoisseur of the Schatz dining area,
yes.
What is your favorite food item to consume there?
That's got to be the morning tater tots.
Got
Easily.
it. Okay.
Recently, they started putting cheese on them, and those are intense.
Got it.
And John, sorry, Andrew, I got a question for John.
Please.
What's your opinion of the refresh that was done last summer?
I felt good about almost all of it, but they took down the ice cream cooler, and that really upset me.
I'll make a note and I'll pass that back to our team.
Thank you, appreciate it.
This is real-time feedback to campus design and facilities.
Does the Schatz Club have a favorite culinary professional that they work with, or they look forward to seeing when they hang out there?
It changes. My personal favorite is I believe his name is Mike, because he always makes the soup himself. But
Great.
We love all of the staff at Schatz.
Great. I'm looking through your bylaws right now, and I see that your philosophy is promotion of all that embodies the phrase quantity over quality.
Yes. It was made on a whim in Schatz.
I love it. Any affiliate of Carnegie Mellon University is welcome to join the Schatz Dining Hall Club.
We have 146 members as of my last count.
Even staff? All right.
Done and done. Thank you for sharing that with us.
We did compete in for Apex Buggy last year. I was in a Speedo, if anybody remembers. Thank you.
Nice
Thank
work.
you. Moving along then, what's our next fun build project?
So our next booth was built by Uday Shankar. I don't know if I'm saying that right. In-game username US01. And they built this nice little house here.
Yeah, I'm here, by the way.
Hey, take it away. Tell us about your creation.
Yeah, so it's basically a nice little house. It's got 4 floors, so including an attic, that is. It's kind of inspired by what we would have liked CMU to be like. So there's a room. I've lived in Webster Hall in a double and a single for like 2 years now. So it's not exactly modeled after Webster Hall, as I'm sure you can tell, but this is what we wish it would have looked like.
About how long did this take to build?
It took us about, I would say, 4 hours yesterday night.
Cool.
Yeah, make sure you get the garden area underneath the house too. That's our favorite floor.
Got a little sign here named Entropy.
Yeah.
It's got Gaio.
Very cool. I love to see all the completely different styles that and approaches that people are taking in Minecraft. I think a thing that I love about physical Midway, of course, is that there's a lot of structural similarity because you're dealing with the same sort of supplies, you're dealing with the same sort of enthusiasm and exact same time schedules. But I do really like that in our virtual Midway, there is no one right way to start or finish your projects. Now, I'd also like to call out that as a part of the Spring Carnival Midway booth operation, there's a talented team of folks who are doing everything from safety checks and design and all sorts of things that actually Minecraft allows us to bend the rules on or not have rules on. We miss those aspects of the contributions to Midway this year, of course, but I like seeing what happens when you can turn a bunch of the rules on their head. Okay. So, what do we have up next?
All right. Next, we have some pixel art that somebody made. Let me find it real quick. It was around here somewhere. Hold on. Just gotta pull it up real quick. Yeah, someone made some characters from a couple of different, what looks like anime, and Link from Legend of Zelda.
Do we know who that is?
Yes, Saul Schaefer. I'm sorry, that's the wrong line. Matthias Shagar.
About how many plots would you say that we have overall in this year's virtual build? Whether or not they're being a part of the competition or not.
I think we definitely have over 50 different plots that people have made. Some people are not in the competitive category, but definitely people came on anyway just to build with some CMU folk.
And much like all of the different student initiatives you have at Carnegie Mellon, what I really like is that there's several different layers, right? There's whether it's a student play with actors on the stage, and then people with headsets and doing stage management, and people doing light and technical and audio direction, right? There's always different layers depending on where you want to look, and there's nothing different about that. The layers and the complexity that we have in today's virtual Midway. While it may not be a visible thing, I'd like to call out the fact that there's a significant technical footprint going on behind this. You have a Minecraft server, lots of interesting plugins that have been installed and maintained by our virtual Minecraft admins. So even just the logistical effort of figuring out how can we get plots to be assigned or auto-assigned, how can we move things around logistically to make everything ebb and flow, how do we get everyone registered, it was done by a talented team of students. And our virtual hats off to you for making that all possible so that people could stand on the shoulders of your platform and create and thrive. Okay, so where to next, Ethan?
Yes, the next one is the Hunt Library Light Show, which sounds like something that would be super cool.
Is Tony here by chance to step us through this?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely. Speak maybe a little louder if you could, but we can definitely hear you.
Yeah, sure. This is Tony. I'm a freshman in ECE.
Cool.
So this is pretty much inspired by Hunt, as you can see. Like kind of like the light and all stuff. Even though this is probably a little bit too much light pollution, I guess, but.
Now, a question for our Minecraft server admins: is there a time of day control such that we could see this in the nighttime? I'm not suggesting we do that necessarily live, but is that possible for later today?
We might be able to do it live real quick.
Yeah, I can change it. Do you want it nighttime?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sun sets on Midway. And there it is.
And into the water we go. Cool. How long did this build take for you?
It's actually not that long, like maybe a few hours.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said you're a freshman in ECE, right?
Yeah, that's right.
To Anne's earlier question, what did you know about Spring Carnival before you started, and what's it been like to participate in this so actively in your first year?
I was, because of the pandemic, I was like kind of expecting the physical one, but this is also pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
I've never been to any carnival before.
Do you think next year, if everything goes swimmingly, that you'd participate in a physical build?
Yeah, I probably would.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing this with us. We can go ahead and, I guess, turn the lights back on in our virtual world when we get a chance and move on to our next construction.
Yes. So our next build is another contraption. Minecraft is full of wonderful little devices that you can use to make different things. We see a lot of engineering majors make cool contraptions, and this one is no different. This one here is a calculator.
Hey. And is this, let's see here, is this Hankey's contribution?
Indeed it is.
Now, if memory serves, this individual is a pre-student. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so. This person is a admitted student to CMU. So
And that's fantastic in the BXA program, if memory serves. So how many people can say that they went to their 0th rather than first carnival? I think that's pretty amazing. Cool. And a very warm welcome to all of the folks who are joining for our next freshman class. You're in for a wonderful world. If this is any indicator of the shenanigans that go on at CMU, and it is, you're in for a great ride. All right, and speaking of rides, what's our next place we're headed?
All right, this is going to be one of our last ones in the competitive categories. This one was titled Mr. Rogers Aquarium. It was built by Saul Schaefer.
Saul is a PhD student in Maquis. I like the use of water in a slightly different way here. Cool. And what is our next contestant?
I think we're all wrapped up for our contestants. However, I would like to go around and show off some of the non-competitive booths that people have made.
Wait, let's do a call and make sure we didn't miss anyone. Okay, we have 2 raised hands. 1 second here. Oh, Lori, right, of course. You have the Star Wars hangar bay, right?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you for letting my son fix that.
Sure. What's your son's name, and is he here with us today?
His name is Sam Tar. He's here, but he's feeling a little shy, I guess. So I'll tell you about
No problem. So yeah, let's head on over there, and then you can step us through the creation.
Great.
And if you had to guess, from what you've seen, how many hours were spent putting this together?
How many hours were spent putting this together? I would say probably about 4.
Okay, that's the official story. I like it.
Yeah, then there was the hours that I didn't know about, I suppose. But yeah, and it's got some redstone with like an automatic, pressure plate door thing. So
cool. Oh, what's going on here?
There we are.
Okay, back up a little bit. Oh, okay. All right. You drop down into the hangar bay. That's okay. And that's a TIE fighter.
Hey, nice.
All right.
Looking good.
Is there anything else? Okay. And then there, yeah, if you back up a little bit, the door, if there's the levers, you can get in there automatically. That's it. What?
Nice.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Well done. Okay, and we had 1 or 2 more raised hands, if memory serves here. Let's see here. I think we have a few people who still have their hands up from previous. So if you don't have something else that you want to add, go ahead and drop your hand. But let's see here. Do we have any other comments from, let's see here. It looks like Oshata, who we talked to previously, Adrian, who we talked to previously. Do we have any questions from the judges while we have some folks here on the line?
I just wanted, this is Ann. This is sort of like a weird factoid, and I was like reading something. So yeah, I'm just so impressed with what we've done here, and Meg and Meg and Andrew. I don't know what you'll do with this, but I know this for a fact that like not many schools in the country do a carnival like we do, but WashU does. And I could never visit it when I was doing carnival and take the kids because it's the same time, and it's called 13, and it's the oldest carnival in the country, and it's similar to what we do. And I actually just went online to see what they did virtually, and it's sort of like nothing, and it's a big reunion thing. But Meg, you should look into it. WashU 13, and not that we would mail them our stuff and brag about what we did, but like I think we could. I don't know how you feel about that, Bob. Look it up. It's called 13, and I knew about it ever since I was the DSA for years and years. And they do booths. They have carnival rides, reunion, and I just looked it up, and they've hardly done anything virtually. So I just think you guys should be so proud of what you did. And I don't know where this will go or how you'll share it even nationally, but I really think you should.
That's fabulous. We are planning on packaging up a lot of the custom plugins and modules that were developed by our student developers here, and releasing them so that other participants can have a leg up on doing their own. Now it looks like we should do Atlas, and is that in 2.7, I think? Judges,
yeah, we can go take a look at Atlas real quick.
Judging team, especially Bob and Pam, who are on right now. I think that there's going to be some new lines to your judging spreadsheets, so just stay tuned for that, and we'll probably pull you into a meeting right after just to go over it.
And I'm assuming, Meg, there's a number of them that we didn't see that were on the original list that we're not judging.
Yes, we're not officially touring anything that we're not judging, just as a time. We'll probably do screenshots of all of the plots done to make sure that there's a record of it and an album so that you can go see it.
Okay.
Yep. So do we have any other entrants that we should go visit?
Atlas, probably 2.7.
Okay.
And we have Oshada here to talk about it. Yes?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, this is Atlas Buggy's submission for the booth competition. So the build here represents our test bed buggy. It's called Baby Buggy since it's actually a baby stroller that we found and retrofit with a bunch of electronics. So actually on the buggy itself, we have all of our sensors and actuators represented in its blocky form. So you can see the battery, you can see the main computer. There's actually a USB hub, a router, all our sensor boards. There's a camera on here. There's our linear actuator.
I appreciate getting it.
Everything on our actual autonomous buggy, but in Minecraft form. And if we go down here into this hut, we can actually see our ideal workspace as well as our current workspace, or at least our representation of our ideal and current workspace.
I appreciate getting an up-close virtual look at the evil or benevolent layer of a buggy organization. I know that in general, there's a lot of secrecy, or at least principled secrecy around being able to see the insides or behind the scenes looks at a buggy organization. So why not do a virtual sort of view?
Yeah. 2.7 I think is going to be our last one. That's different from Atlas. Sorry, I conflated the two.
Yeah, it looks like we have another dining venue.
Aha. Who has authored this build?
All right, it's me, Richard, again, but this time it's part of Asian Christian Fellowship. So this is a group build. Let me get over there real quick.
How many people did you have on your build team?
It was 4 to 5 we stayed up until 5 a.m. this morning. So.
Sorry, what was the name of the team again for my records?
Asian Christian Fellowship. We're a Christian organization on campus.
Cool.
Yeah, and we like to play cards on weekend nights at the Underground. So it's our favorite campus venue.
Cool.
So we built the normal Underground, and then we built a tribute to the many times that the Underground got flooded. And then we thought we might as well round it out with a potential above ground.
And what's your favorite dish at the Underground?
I like the buffalo cheesesteak or the Cuban.
Cool.
Yeah. But wait, ultimate brownie though.
Of course, of course. You have a favorite aspect to this build?
I think we went really overboard with the underwater part,
Mm-hmm.
which is my favorite, I think.
Well, if you're going to go, you might as well go the whole way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely bring your own boat at the Underground when it floods.
Yeah. Yeah, while we were building, we were like, oh dang, we missed Underground. We went ultimate brownie.
Yep.
Midnight cravings.
I have a feeling like if you were to own up to the fact that you did this, the next time you're in physical space with them, they might be able to hook you up. That's just a guess.
Yeah. Send me your link. I'll talk to the dining folks.
Cool. Well, what a palette of different contestants we've had. Lots of different approaches, lots of different uses of color and structure, humor, realism, everything combined. I'm super impressed with our virtual Midway this year for Carnegie Mellon's Spring Carnival. While we're zooming out here and taking a look at the overall sort of look, let me just throw out a few more shout outs and thank yous for everyone who's been contributing here. First of all, I'd like to thank our student infrastructure team for putting together this wonderful Minecraft server, making it possible for everyone to build. A tip of the hat to Meg Richards, a member of our university overall alumni board, for helping to shepherd this whole process through and grease the skids. To everyone who's worked on Spring Carnival past, present, and future, this is a wonderful tradition, and this wouldn't have been possible without the bedrock that you've set for all of us. To our judging team, thank you for taking a good scrutinous look and figuring out the best and the best of the best. I'd also like to thank all of our support organizations who make this entire shindig possible. The Carnegie Mellon Alumni Association, who you can visit on the web at cmu.edu/alumni. The Spring Carnival Committee, which is working with their own challenges for this year, but has put in a tremendous amount of work that nobody can deny. That's springcarnival.org. To our friends in computing services, our friends at Carnegie Mellon Silicon Valley, our friends at CMU Buggy at cmubuggy.org/live today and tomorrow. All of this has been possible because of all of your fine efforts. Also, a tip of the hat to our booth chair for this year, Olivia Seavey, for getting us to this point. So with that, Meg, I'm not sure if there's some other shout outs you'd like to make sure that we put out there.
Thank you, Andrew Widowson, for an incoming member of the Alumni Association Board, for spending quite a bit of time walking us through with, it's a lovely banter back and forth. It has been wonderful having you here, and thank you for walking us around.
Cool.
And for everyone else for coming.
If I may, this is Bob, Andrew, and Meg. I'd also like to thank Ethan for taking us through as our personal tour guide. And
absolutely.
I look forward to this as a new tradition for Carnival every year.
Yep. To everyone out there, right, I know this is a weird and challenging time that we are in, but just remember that we're together in this because of our virtual connections. CMU is a wonderful institution whose reaches far beyond the Pittsburgh campus. Just as a reminder, we have campuses in Pittsburgh, in New York, in Australia, in Africa, in Portugal, in Qatar, and here in the Silicon Valley. I would love to see participation from our globally distributed CMU campuses in future virtual midways. I think this is an excellent tradition, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So with that,
plans, yeah.
If folks liked what they saw here today, of course, I wouldn't be a dedicated alum if I didn't say consider going to cmu.edu/give and dropping some bucks towards the Spring Carnival Committee so they can build an even bigger and brighter future for our next carnival.
And as a final note, just wanted to wrap up, we've had over 400 logins to the CMU's Minecraft server. 303 were students, 29 staff, 2 sponsored accounts, 6 faculty, and 71 alumni have participated in our virtual building competition over here. So thank you once again for coming, being a part of it. It's been lovely. We will be doing some form of keeping this service alive, probably not in the same way, since hopefully next year we will be back to regular carnival. And just a note to the judges, please check your emails right after this is over and we'll swing into a different Zoom meeting. So.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day and happy carnival.
Thanks all.